Jonathan Edell, Jonathan, Edell, Edell. I am originally from Westchester, Ohio. Actually, I was born in Oklahoma City, but my dad was in the Air Force, so we moved to Westchester when I was 2. So I've been here since 1991. Went to Lakota East High School, played sports there, and then went on to Cincinnati State, and then UC, and then eventually on to owning my own business, ESF CrossFit. I played soccer for 3 years, and then I was in varsity track for 4. And in track, I pole vaulted. I have had the record at East for, I don't know how long, but it was like 12.6 was at the competition height. So that was pretty good back in the day. I'm sure that's been blown out of the water by now. Sports made it so I really found a liking for kind of like health and fitness and wellness through sport. And in the off season, I would weightlift. I got a membership at a gym when I was, I don't know, like freshman year, and I would go pretty much every day after school, and that's when the bug started. And going to that small gym, it was actually called FitQuest. It was actually in Westchester. They actually went out of business when FitWorks opened, and then my gym closed, so I needed a new gym, so I got a job at FitWorks. And that's pretty much kind of how my fitness career, you could say, got started, cleaning machines. So I started all the way down at the very bottom, and I've built up, and I'm still cleaning the machines. So it's kind of it's all fun how it comes full circle. So it's seeing that, and then I had my dad started we had a family business. He sold motorcycles and basically like sports equipment. And so seeing him start a business and then run it when I was in like middle school to high school, and then I saw what I was doing with fitness, and I was like, if I've seen basically the building blocks happen for business for another industry, I can totally apply this to me and what I would like to do. And that's kind of where my itch for my entrepreneurial spirit kind of came from. So it's a little blending of my past and my current or my present. So I saw it every day with Dad. I would actually it was like a couple blocks away from school, so I would get out of school and I would walk to the store and then help him. So doing things, assembling things, building things, rearranging the store, helping him with like sales and stuff. So like basically super hands-on into business at a young age, and that kind of got me going. So that was fun. I definitely did. I didn't know that it would be like exactly here with this kind of business model, but yeah, I knew that if I was going to stay in fitness, I was going to be on the owning side of the business type of deal, not just working in a facility. So actually, Nick was technically my boss. He was an assistant manager, and I was just one of the trainers. I had been there for a long time. I started there in 2009, training. That's when I got my first certification. So that's when I started being a personal trainer. And 2012, he came along, and he was technically at a management position. And I was pretty busy there. We did half-hour sessions, and I saw probably somewhere between like 40 and 70 people a week. So I was super busy. And I knew that grind wasn't sustainable. And I was like, okay, we gotta kind of find how we can make this career happen. And that's when I kind of started dreaming up the idea of starting the business and kind of making the business plan and kind of getting it going from there. And then Nick came in the end of 2012, and we meshed pretty good. We started working out, relationships started kind of getting built, and then I was like, hey, do you want to come see my crazy idea that I'm kind of cooking up here? And the rest is basically history from there. So her, Erica, we met in 2005. I was a junior, sophomore in high school, and she was a freshman. And then we kind of really got it going in, I think we said February of 2007. So I guess you could say high school sweethearts. I stuck around here for school, went to UC, she went to UC, kind of kept it alive. And then now we've been married since 2013, and we have 3 girls. I got a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and then a 2-month-old, so basically a newborn. So it was very structured. It's that 2013 is when we started the business. I also got married and I graduated from college at the same time. So it was a very wild couple of months. I think the timeline was end of April graduation from UC. On July 1st, we started the business at our first location in Blue Ash, and then on August 3rd, I got married. And then I basically told Nick I was see you in a week because I was going on a honeymoon. So brand new business, good luck. Hopefully we make it 7 days. Yeah, right. Or hopefully you make it 7 days. So it was, it's always been very, very planned. I try to kind of think into the future before I do things. I was the youngest of 3 kids growing up, and I was 7 years behind the other ones, so I don't want to say like an afterthought, but I had to make sure I kept my own schedule or you kind of get lost in the fold. So that's truly where it started. I've always kind of been a planner since day one, and that kind of just helps to roll into my professional life now. So yeah, work-life balance is always a hard thing. With the community that we've built here at the gym, it makes it easy to be able to kind of keep both going at the same time. But we have a lot of help. I have my mother-in-law and my mom are both retired, so it helps with childcare. With 3 young kids under 4 or 3 under 5, you need help. You need a good circle, and we got a strong circle to truly kind of help manage that. And I'm super appreciative for them. But it's always tough leaving and then getting up pretty early to come to the gym or staying pretty late in the day. But the best part about it is technology now with FaceTime. So you can still be a part of things, but remotely. So FaceTime is great. I mean, I'll probably FaceTime at least once or twice a day it's just, even if it's for a couple minutes, just on a touch base, see how everybody's doing, say hi, and then we begin to get back into the routine. So I think that's probably the best way is technology. I got to thank technology. I definitely have gotten a lot more patience over the years, especially with having 3 girls. It's a whole new ballpark. I come from a family of boys, so all girls is foreign. So they have taught me patience, and that would probably say that's my biggest thing that I've got is being a father, just being patient. And it's noisy, it's chaos, but it's a lot of fun. I mean, when you kind of are living through it, being a girl dad, and it's a great thing that I have an opportunity to do, especially with the gym. This is such a positive environment, and it's just so empowering. I mean, 70% or more of our members are women and female of all ages. And that's the cool part about it is they get to come here, they see people, they lift weights, I mean, the kids are lifting tiny weights, but still. They see people doing it, and they see the empowerment that comes from it, and that just makes me excited to keep it going, help with the next generation of female athlete, because you need a strong foundation, and you got to understand that strength and health and fitness are something that you're going to need for your entire life, and to be able to help them at such a young age to see that this is something they can totally do, it's very empowering. I try to be patient and loving. I would say that, and I mean, caring, I gotta care. I mean, when all there is females at home, you just try to be that strong father figure as much as you can. So it's a great challenge, and I wouldn't change it for the world. It's awesome. When I get home, it's basically hopefully everybody's still awake, come on home. Sometimes by the time I even get the car parked, they're already outside kind of jumping around the car, kind of going crazy. So that always makes it, even if you had a rough day at work, it's super easy to get home and flip a switch. And as soon as the door shuts, you're in parent mode. It's the best. I mean, they don't get to see you at all other than like FaceTime, so you got to just take advantage and really embrace the family time, because they're only little for so long, and they only get fired up to kind of see you get home from work for so long too. So it's pretty special every night getting home. It's a lot of fun. Erica's been by my side the whole time. Super supportive. If I ever have anything, I mean, I'm gonna bounce ideas off of her. She's come up with some of our best ideas we've ever had have been from her, or even Ashley. So it's definitely, it takes a village truly make it work. Yeah, sure, Nick and I are the two faces of the operation, but by no means are we the entire operation. So it's she's been great, super supportive. I mean, she's always been there to kind of encourage and push, and she's been fantastic. It's my work family, and that's a good way to put it. But it's not even that. It's our community that we've built of like-minded individuals that know that they need to come in, they need to work hard, and that the little bit of hard work here pays off huge dividends outside of these walls, and that makes it feel like you're never really at work ever. It's really truly never a grind to get up and come in. You're excited just to spend the day there because you get to see so many different kinds of people, all different walks of life, and that's the cool part. It's a true melting pot of the community of that. Fitness is the foundation, but it's way more than just a gym and just a workout that people do every day. Oh, it's huge. I think, again, for the girl, because some days life's crazy. I got to bring one of the girls with me to the gym, and they get jacked up to see Grandpa walk in the door, and they get to see that, yes, not only Daddy does this, but Mommy does it, and Grandma and Grandpa do it too. It's something that I need to do, that they want to do, they choose to do, and you couldn't get anything better than that. Because I'm kind of the youngest, so it's great to be able to help my family with their health and fitness, and then again have the next generation kind of watching and seeing how it's going. So you get to shape both sides at the same time. So it's really fun to kind of get them engaged and involved. With health and fitness, it's something that you don't stop it. Right. It doesn't matter how old you are. As long as you are alive, you should be able to get up and get moving. And it doesn't have to be anything crazy, but movement is key. Movement is longevity for humans. So we need this, and you got to learn at a young age that fitness is not punishment. So like running as a punishment is not always a great thing. It's something that they need to be empowered, that they get to do and live and enjoy along the way for your entire life.
ERICAEDELL. Sure. So I feel like even from the get-go, he was like, I think I want to open a gym. And I'm like, all right, let's do it. Like, I know Johnny, and if any of you guys know Johnny, you know that when he decides he wants to do something, that's what's going to happen. So you really have no choice but to jump on the ship and go with him, kind of thing. But I know that he's always, wanted to do his own thing. So when he started thinking about that's what he wanted to do, I just said, all right, how do we make this happen? What do you need from me? That doesn't go without sacrifices, that's for sure. Right from the beginning, I feel like it was like, okay, if we're going to commit to doing this, then we're going to commit to doing this, and that means we're going to have to put some other stuff on hold maybe, or kind of rearrange our life a little bit. But there was no doubt in my mind that was what we should do at that point. So, well, first of all the sacrifices have been worth it, that's for sure. But just kind of thinking back to the beginning, Ashley and I were graduating, Nick and Johnny were graduating. We were trying to figure out, what are we going to do with our lives? Where are we going to go from here? I just graduated nursing school. All of our friends were going off and doing different things. So I think it was just kind of like all that extra free time that you have when you're first, out of college and you want to go out and do something fun or whatever, which we did. We did plenty of that too. But there were times where we just, had to take away from that time to focus on what is this going to look like for us. So I think it really just was putting some other stuff on pause a little bit. Nothing big. We managed to make everything, work out the way it needed to. But just kind of taking that extra free time and really brainstorming and planning and things like that. So yeah, so I feel like they give us credit, but for some things, but really like they are awesome. Johnny and Nick both have really great ideas and think outside the box, but it is fun for them to kind of bring those to us, and we talk about it and see it from a different perspective. We're not here and as involved quite as much as they are sometimes, so having that little bit of an outside perspective can be helpful. But it's fun, we'll think of some different, stuff to do or things to talk about, different sales to do or something like that. And it's fun to then kind of see it come to fruition through them. But they give us a lot of credit, but they deserve just as much back because, we may be there helping to kind of bounce ideas off of, but a lot of the good stuff comes from them. Yeah. So he is one of the most amazing fathers that I've ever seen. So I don't know, when you start dating somebody and you get married, you think about having kids, you're like, what kind of parent are you going to be? That's something you think about, right? But just how he is with everybody else, he's fun, he's laid back, he's easygoing. That's how he is with our girls. It's so fun, like seeing their eyes light up when I heard him talking about coming home from work and them just being so excited to see him. He's so much fun, and they love that. Like, he's always down to get down on the ground and play with them. But then he also knows when to kind of shut things down and, you know, make sure that they're doing what they need to do. And he's a good, you know, person for them to look up to. You know, he's doing his own thing. Has his own vision for what life should be like and what business should be like and what a relationship should be like, and they get to see that too. So it's a really good mixture of having fun and also, you know, working hard and having that good work ethic that they get to see too. So this year has obviously been challenging. I mean, we're living in a pandemic, right? So everything's challenging to make happen, but we're really lucky that we have a very supportive family. You know, my parents and his parents are always willing to help out with the kids, and we made a point even through this year that we have one evening where we just hang out, just the two of us. Now, whether that's in our house doing nothing with it being quiet because there's not 3 crazy kids running around, or maybe, you know, go out somewhere or something like that. But we kind of made a point that at least one evening we would spend with just us, because as it stands now, the way bedtimes work out and all that stuff, a lot of times it's like hi bye right before bedtime and then hi bye in the morning kind of thing. So that one evening that we've kind of set aside to make sure we at least make sure that happens, that's helpful for sure. For sure. So Ashley and I have talked many times from the beginning how awesome it is for our kids to grow up seeing this environment and being part of this community. And they come in here, you know, like they own the place. They play with everything, they do everything, they act like they're working out kind of thing. And then them as little girls, they come in and they see some strong women working out up in here. And it's like, you can do that. That can be you. Like, you can kind of build on that attitude of you can do anything kind of thing, while, yes, they're working out, but they can apply that to other parts of their life. And they get to be a part of the community in general. So just being part of something outside yourself, being part of something bigger, I think kind of goes a long way. So, like I said, Ashley and I from the beginning have talked about how awesome it is that they get to be a part of something like this. And it's funny, you don't even tell them anything, you don't, you know, teach them something, and then all of a sudden you look behind you and they're, you know, trying to do a snatch or something, and you think about, okay, that's just them mimicking a movement. What else are they listening to? They're listening to all the positive things that, you know, people come in here and they're encouraging other people while they're working out. They're hearing all of that too. You know, and they'll see someone else working out, and you'll see Tilly, she's a little redheaded running around. She'll all of a sudden she'll just start clapping for somebody like, good job, and you know that she saw other people doing that for people here. So they're definitely learning more than just, you know, maybe how to squat. They might be seeing that, but they're also seeing that community aspect and supporting each other too.